So they already went in. They went in high, and then the market that has dropped, and they're just buying holders, and then they panicked and already sold out. And that's what's going on with us. You never run out of money because the software does the money management. So you're always trading. You're always taking money
Yeah.
forever. They can't stop you. So,
Yeah.
I got the market right where I want it.
Yeah, and I usually don't record these calls, but since you're here, I hit record to record it because
Okay.
that's a really good point you made too. Say that again of people jumping out of it. Like we're down further right now in crypto than
Should I
the
start all
than
over? All right, I'm very
the crash.
immature.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we had a conversation about how being immature and having fun keeps you young, everybody. So be silly, live it up, go do a little dance.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, but
No,
yeah, that's a
you know
really good
what I'm saying is I can see the game that's being played, but I've been watching them play this game for 4 years now,
point.
almost five, actually 5 years now. And we see it on every crash. Every time there's a market crash, like take the 2000 market crash, who got rich in that crash? Not the people that sold out, but the ones that loaded up at the bottom,
Yeah,
the
that's
ones
what
that
they
were
call
able
the
to buy
smart
at the
money,
bottom.
right? That controls the markets.
Yeah, well, BlackRock, they're in every, I don't know, you ought to watch some YouTube videos that really talk about this stuff. But BlackRock owns every company out there, every stock company, every crypto company. They're on the board of every company. They're voting in every company. They're fighting all the legal battles.
Yeah.
You got BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard, those big boys. BlackRock actually owns Vanguard. So, talk about double dipping.
Oh my God.
And four
Yeah.
4 days ago, just 4 or 5 days ago, we had that crash where the coins dropped, and I had the list of all the coins that we can trade, 450 coins, and every one of them down 7%, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 7, 7, 7. I'm like, if that's not institutional behavior, I don't know what is. I mean, it was so organized, so planned, and I'm okay with it because I feel like I don't internalize the down market like a lot of people do. Because I get emails every day from people, oh, my account's down. And I'm like, well, every time, if I'm looking at my account and I say it's down, and that's just my account value is down. Of course, if you own a coin and the price goes down, that's going to bring the account value down. That's normal. I mean, totally normal. I say to myself, well, all right, I'm down $1,000. BlackRock's down $1 billion. Who should be doing the crying here, me or them? They're sitting on $90 billion worth of crypto. They are, and they didn't buy it at the bottom. They were buying it for the last 4 years at the top. They were adding all the way down. They were adding at much higher prices. They are way underwater. And they're okay with it, the same as I'm okay with it. Why? Because I already know the world's going digital.
Yeah.
I already know we're going to digital currencies. The whole world is. And they're not, and that's undeniable.
In
So
fact,
they're trying. Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, no, Ed just, in fact, BlackRock just said that. It was like Larry Fink, I think it was like all assets are moving to the blockchain, all assets.
That's
And I
it.
was
Everything.
watching, when you said watch YouTube videos, I'm going to post one for everybody in the chat. And I've shared his channel before with some of my people, Altcoin Daily. And he's just as talking about what Ed is talking about right now with these big guys, and Morgan Stanley is just coming out with a bunch of news as well. The first bank to really embrace.
Merrill Lynch too.
Yeah, yeah. So,
The world is going to crypto and it's undeniable. And that's why they've been loading up like crazy. And they're double hitting us. What they're doing is they've really got the public, right where they want them. Because they know when they say you're Merrill Lynch or any of those guys and they want to buy $30 million worth of a coin. You got to have $30 million worth of sellers. And not just sellers, but sellers at this current price. Because if you don't have $30 million worth of sellers at the current price, and you say you want to buy $30 million worth, the price is going to go higher, and they don't want to pay higher, they want to pay lower. So what they do is they control the prices. They lower the prices. They completely control the prices. You and I have no control over the price of a coin, believe me.
How do
So
they
when they
lower the
lower the
price then?
prices,
How do they
pardon
lower
me?
the price? People ask me that. How do they lower the just stop
Oh,
them
it's too
supporting it,
easy.
right? Yeah.
It's too easy. They can just like they did the other day. Just 5 or 6 days ago it was when I said every coin was down 7%. All they
Yeah.
do is put the word out to all their people, to all their companies and all their cryptos that they own, since they own the majority of all the cryptos, and they just say lower the price. I want to lower the price 7%. Done. And they start selling 7% lower. So they're
Well,
not selling a lot, but they cause the market price to go down. And how do they do that? Because they own the majority of the shares. The public is not really in there. Most of the public are buy and holders. So they're not out there trading. They're not causing anything. None of us are causing the prices to move. If they say, I mean, all the activity you see in the market is the big boys
well,
moving the prices around.
and I can say too, Ed, from my couple of decades in the institutional markets, my job as an institutional equity trader for a multi-billion dollar fund too was to not impact the markets with our orders. So I would go into the marketplace and work them selectively, secretively, show
Yep.
little small amounts of my hand or what I was doing. But even then, when people heard like Invesco's selling XYZ, and we had a small cap fund, a mid cap fund. So you had to really have trusted relationships. So I can see how easy it would be for BlackRock to, traders talk
Drive the price
amongst each
down.
other. It's a community too. And I know that was old school. And these days, yeah, the word gets out. And I'm sure they manipulate,
But it's not
and give up
bad.
their picture. Yeah.
The thing is, it's not bad. Everybody's looking at a down market like it's bad.
Yeah.
I don't understand. That's
Right.
what I really don't understand. This is why I call this a gift from God. The fact that we could actually get in these coins at these insultingly low prices. This is remarkable. If I could buy, I mean, I would love to buy Microsoft at $30 a share. I
Mm.
can't push that price down there. I'd like to buy Nvidia at $30 a share or Tesla.
Yeah.
We the people can't push prices down, but if we could, that would be a good thing because then we could buy at lower prices. We're actually able to piggyback BlackRock. This is amazing. What a gift. I mean, you have no idea. I'm ecstatic. I mean, never could you ever push coins down like this. This is so beautiful. We're actually in there. I thought it was good 4 years ago when coins were a lot higher. Now they're all the way in the gutter. And
Yeah.
I'm buying at the bottom. I mean, what a gift. I mean, I don't even know what I'm ecstatic. And
Well,
so what they do is when they push the prices down, that pushes your account value down, and that scares Joe Public. And what does Joe Public do? They start selling off at a loss. They just start selling their coins. Just get me out. I mean, I was talking to a guy at 10 o'clock last night. He's talking about, well, what if the coins go to zero? I'm like, man, if you're that worried, then you shouldn't even be in the market. If you're worried that the coins are going to go to zero, I mean, are you worried about Microsoft going to zero? I mean, these are not junky companies. These are multi-million dollar, multi-billion dollar companies. This is the infrastructure of blockchain. I
mhm.
mean, this is what a gift to be in on the ground floor for once. I've been doing this 25 years. To be able to get in on the ground floor and be loading up at the bottom. And
Well, I have had a couple
and
of
I think
people.
it's great.
It is great, and it's an incredible opportunity. And I have had folks, well, in our opinion, guys, we're not financial advisors, nothing yet.
That's
This
what I
is
told the guy last night. Hey,
educational.
I'm not an
Yeah.
investment advisor, but I know
So you have
I
to
can
do
see
what
the
feels right
game.
for you. Yeah.
Everybody that loads up at the bottom of a crash is the winners. Just like the 2008 banking crash when they pushed the bank stocks down to $1. That Joe Blow or Joe Public got out at the lowest prices. The whales loaded up at $1. Then they rocketed the prices to $50 a share, and they got rich. Same thing happened in the tech bubble in
Right.
2000. They
Well,
pushed all those tech stocks down into the gutter, and now where are they at now? $500 a share, $400 a share. The
Yeah.
rich get richer and the public just runs scared.
Well,
And
and
they're doing it again. I see the people, but the auto traders keep you in the game. They
yeah, and you
keep
don't
you
have
in
to
the
time the
game.
bottom, right? Because there's nobody can time exactly the bottom or the top, but we are so far off the highs that yeah, you're in the game. You don't have to stress about is it going lower? Is it? I mean, you just got to, getting in there
And
and the game,
but
really.
you're still taking profits even
Yeah,
while it's sitting at the
exactly.
bottom. It's still
Right.
wiggling and you're
Right.
buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. Maybe not as much as we were because we're not getting big moves every day like maybe a few months ago. But they slowed it down, but I'm not worried about it. I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
I mean, the market's not going anywhere, and I got them trapped down there at the bottom, and I got all that inventory. When I hold my fingers like this, folks, let me explain what that is. Each one of these is one lot. Like if I buy a coin, I only own one lot. And if it goes up, I sell it and then buy it back, right? And if it goes lower, you buy another one. And if
Mhm.
it goes lower, you buy another one. Then if it goes higher, you sell the bottom one and then if it goes lower again, you buy it again. And you accumulate all this inventory. And then when you get big jumps, like a coin jumps 50%, boom, a bunch of these sell off at once. I mean, we got the market literally trapped for the rest of our life. Literally for the rest of your life. This is an event changer. You guys all probably own the auto trader, so I know I'm preaching to the choir, but this is a life-changing event for all of you. I've been doing it 25 years. I'm done with this planet, man. I mean, it's such a joke. I mean, it's just free money, and there's nothing they can do to stop me. I always say it. It almost feels illegal what I'm doing, but yet all I'm doing is proper money management. I'm
Yeah.
running a 7-Eleven. You put product on the shelf at one price and you sell it at a higher price. I didn't invent commerce. I
Right.
always say that. I didn't invent commerce. Commerce works. It's worked for every company out there. There isn't a company out there that isn't doing it. They buy something at one price and they sell it at a higher price. That's how every store works. Why should the trader be different?
Yeah, yeah. So Ed, we had Ben Gillis joined us a few minutes late. And Ben,
Hi
I don't
Ben,
know if you
welcome.
know. Yeah, usually some Ed's like pops on if he can, so it's it's a treat to have him and we have such a small
I
group right
know this is a great honor for you
now.
guys.
Yeah.
Kidding, man. I'm kidding.
Um,
I always say that.
so Ben, if you have any questions, I don't think you are you a client? I don't think you have an auto trader yet. Are you kicking tires? I know you're on a recent call, but feel free to unmute. We're a small group today because I've been like on the go and I didn't send reminders as early as I should have. But take the opportunity. Bye. Yeah,
Everybody should just let's talk. Let's have a discussion.
yeah, yeah.
Let's talk about the market. Let's talk about what your feelings are. Because a lot of people, what I always say is stop looking at the account value. My account value was at a mil three 6 months ago. It's sitting at 500 right now. All right. That means it came down $800,000. Am I crying about it?
You
I'm
pulled
not even
out like
thinking about it. I
600,000
don't even
profit.
care about it. You know why? Because you know where all that money went? Into coins at ridiculously low prices. This is what's going to make me rich. The stuff that I bought all the way down and sitting at the bottom, this is gold. In my opinion, you can't own enough crypto at these prices.
So Ed, there is a question in the chat Jeff posted. Sorry, I missed it, Jeff, back when we were talking about BlackRock and everything in Morgan Stanley. And he said, then does that mean banks are easing up on crypto activity within their customers? I know this is like step one in 1,000 they will have to do, and not all banks will be on board. Well, to be competitive, eventually all banks are going to have to be on board, in my
Well,
opinion.
they are. That's what the
Yeah.
Clarity Act is,
Yeah.
I mean, it's against the law to discriminate against you.
Mm,
However, here's where people go wrong. They walk into a bank and they say, I want to wire 20,000 to my Coinbase account.
yeah.
And then right away, the banks have to do their fiduciary duty to make sure you're not being scammed. So they exploit that. They exploit that duty and they start asking crazy questions that they probably have no right asking. So, who else has access to your account? Who told you about cryptos? What do you know about cryptos? Why are you asking me all this stuff? I mean, seriously, if I'm going to buy a house, what do I know? How do you know I'm not buying it as a rental property? What do I know about rental
They've
properties? I know
really
nothing.
tightened up. Yeah. I just
I mean, but they're going to grill you And some people say, well, I don't know anything about the crypto market. I only use the GoBabyTrade software. Right away they go, whoa, whoa, wait a minute, you're using somebody else's software. Well, you know about those rug pulls, all over the world where you're putting money into other people's accounts. In
Yeah.
our case, you're not putting it into our accounts, you're leaving it in your Coinbase account, and we're just sending orders to Coinbase. And they're filling it. It's not coming to me. I have no access to your funds. But the bank is going to pretend like they're literally the word, let me underline the word pretend, because they know darn well I have no GoBabyTrade has no access to your funds. They can go to the YouTube and see all the people using GoBabyTrade. They can go all over the internet and see us. I mean, we've been around for years, but they're going to act like, well, GoBabyTrade's not real and all that. So they're going to try to argue with you, try to talk you down. Why? Because they simply don't want you taking money out of the bank. They're
Yeah.
in business and they want you to be like we were for 100 years. Loan your money to the bank. See, when you deposit money into your bank account, in your mind, you're just depositing it into your account and you're not thinking about what's happening. What you just did is you loaned your money to the bank. The same way a credit card would loan you money. The difference is their fee, you're charging them a fee of what, 1% or something really low when you
Yeah.
loan it to the bank.
Yeah.
But if you use a credit card, the same money that you loan to the bank makes a circle, and now you use a credit card and you're borrowing your own money back with the credit card, and they're charging you 30%. It's like,
Mm.
what are we, 5 years old? How
Yeah.
does society not see that?
That's the
I
biggest
mean,
scam, right? It's just like
it's
how.
the biggest scam out there, banks. So they literally don't want you taking money out of the bank because they've been so used to getting all this free money for the last 100 years.
Well,
And they're just freaking out when you take money out. They hate us.
I always advise people to do this and the
You
least
do it online.
information as possible. Yeah, you can do it online, and I have an online wire form. I just fill out, and a code from my bank calls me if I want to wire funds. I just give them the code. I don't talk to anybody really. But if a lot of banks, that's a small regional bank that I love, but I just, people are, if they ask what you're doing with your crypto, yeah, don't go into details. Just be like, I'm buying some Bitcoin is the safest answer because people get that. I'm diversifying, period. I'm
Yeah,
diversifying.
if they ask me, what do you know about crypto? I'm gonna say I know 1,000 times more than you know. What do you know about crypto?
Or you could say something like
Crypto.
really crazy. I shared this reel ad. Maybe I can find it and I'll give it to you. When the guy at the bank was asking what he was going to do with the funds he was taking out, and he gave him like these insane answers, like I'm going to get, a back wax or something. It was like really crazy when they're asking about what
That's
he's going to
funny.
do with the funds.
But
But
the
anyway.
new vernacular these days, and I don't know, some of you may remember the old vernacular when you walked into an establishment, say, "May I help you? May I help you?" Remember that? Some of you might
Mhm.
remember. Lorraine, do you ever remember if you walk into a store, they say, "May I help you?" Or if you walk up to the pharmacy and you
Yes, I
walk up,
remember
they say,
that.
"May I help you?" Now the new vernacular is, "How are you?" They all
Oh,
say it everywhere you go. How are you? How are you? You walk up to a checkout line to check out in a grocery store. The cashier says, "How are you?" So when they ask me, "How are
oh,
you?" in a bank, I go, "Hey, crypto's up, I'm up." And
yes.
I say it nice and loud. And everybody in that bank's looking at me.
Yeah,
I love
spreading the
it.
word. So, Ed, we do have another a little bit of a late comer here, Rick Kleiner. So, Rick, we have a smaller
In
call,
ours.
and Ed surprised us today. That's why we have him. And I didn't get my reminders out in time the last
Well, I
couple of
just
days.
happened to be, right here, when
Yeah.
you sent me
So,
that message, and I'm like, hey, I
thank
have
you.
time now. A
Thanks,
lot
Ed.
of times I'm driving or something, or I'm on another
Yeah.
call.
So, Rick, I just want everybody to know, just unmute or type a question in the chat if you have anything at all that you want to share. That's what these calls are for new people kicking tires and to learn from old people when
Sure.
they're around, and sharing stories and wins and all this stuff. So, Rick, I don't know, you can type in yeah, are you a current customer, or tell us if you feel like sharing, go
He
for it.
might be. His name might look familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, Rick.
hey,
Hey,
it's
Rick.
good to have you guys. No, I've talked to well, I've been on some of the a lot of the web Zooms at times, but like today I just have like I actually only have a short time, like another half hour because I
Yeah,
work from home.
Well,
awesome.
So
we go 3 hours.
yeah, I know, no,
Go 3
I've seen
hours.
so many of them, and I've
I
gotten
love
so
it.
much out of I've gotten so much out of these Zooms,
Well,
absolutely, and they're 100% awesome.
it's a huge psychological game being played out
Mhm.
there because the public, you and I, we just want to make money. But the whales, like the big guys, they want to make all the money. And how do they make all the money? Push those coins down into the ground because that's what scares the public out. So they get to double dip. Number one, they get the public out. Number two, they get to buy at really low prices because that's where they push the coins down to. And that's what's happening right now. People are actually worried that the coins are going to go out of business.
Well, that's really
And
interesting, Ed, because someone was asking me about Bonk the other day because it wasn't showing up in Coinbase or one account he was looking at because it was going out so many decibels, and I was like, look, it is there. Some of these are trading at fractions of a penny, and look at how the volatility. So anyway, but yeah, people get confused because they're so cheap. And you guys, I reposted for those that joined late in the chat a link that talks really exactly about what Ed's been sharing. And I've probably shared this YouTube channel before from Altcoin Daily. He does daily updates, like 15-minute videos, 10 to 15, just what he's seeing, what's going on. And he's talking about like these institutions, BlackRock, Morgan Stanley. Ed pointed out BlackRock owns Vanguard. Like and that's why this Clarity Act has taken so long because the banks don't want to, are trying their
they're going to give in,
hardest to
don't
like
worry.
control things still, but
No, they're going to give in, don't worry. It's
yeah,
all a game.
yeah, they will give it,
Um,
but yeah.
I mean, the bank, the investing part of Bank of America is Merrill Lynch. They
Mm,
do their investing, and
yeah,
if you go into a Bank of America, they have their little offices. One of them says investing, and it's Merrill Lynch, and they've already got the authorization to sell crypto ETFs,
yeah,
from Bank of America. So
yeah,
they're coming around, and it's okay, I mean, they can take their time because, like I said, what an opportunity that we can load up at these insulting prices. And this is when the rich get richer, You're not going to get rich buying a coin that's already, you're not going to get rich buying Microsoft at $500 a share, But if you can buy it at a penny, look out, baby. This is where the rich is. So,
mm.
Rick, you said you have to leave real soon. Do you have any questions?
Um, for me, it's just I've been waiting and waiting to get on with Go Baby Trade, and it's my goodness, it's so awesome to actually talk to you there, Ed. I'm gonna get on, but I've been I've been hit with so many scams in the past that
Oh, you
I
think
know.
this might be a scam?
No, absolutely not. No, no,
No,
no,
man,
no,
I'm
no, no,
insulted.
no, no, no. I'm trying to tell you my background. And so I know that I want to get on board with Go Baby Trade, but it's like one of those punch bags. I've been hit so many times that it's taken me a while to get on my feet.
Yeah,
Um, I'm
No,
I'm
no,
actually
no. I totally. Hey, you know what? My wife always says nobody's getting off this planet unscathed. We've all
oh,
been
yes.
hit.
that's so
Whether
true.
it's
Hmm.
one thing or another. I got hammered in that 2000 market crash, and 60% of my wealth vaporized. Millions of dollars
Oh my
disappeared.
goodness.
But that's what woke me up. That was actually a blessing because that's what then I started automating the market in 2001. And I've been doing it now for
Yeah,
25 years.
everything
And man, did
happens.
I learn a lot along the way over the last 25 years. Holy Toledo, there's so many scams out there that is designed just in the trading, designed against the public. The public doesn't have a prayer. They might have a win and trade here and there, or they got lucky doing something and the coin happened to go up. But in general, they don't have a prayer. There's so much corruption in the prices that are coming across the level two data. Do you mind if I share my screen even
No, you can. And I just want to tell everybody while you're doing that,
since I'm
Ed, that
talking about it?
yeah, go ahead. I just posted in the chat too, because I want to remind folks, including you, Rick. I don't know if you knew this or not, but Ed just partnered with a group called Affirm. So people that have been asking for so long if they can put this at the 3-year subscription on payment plan, now you can do that. So I don't know if you knew that, but that
I
could,
completely did not know that. No, that's
yeah,
awesome.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's a new one. Yeah, I just added
Yeah,
that
just
last
new. I
week.
just found out, yeah, last week from on our last call. So
But your
No,
best ask, the way this works is the way the level 2 data works. These are orders, all right? This is you putting your order in public view saying, if the price goes here, I want to sell, or if the price goes here, I want to buy. And the best ask price is the right above this word spread here.
oh wait,
That's the best ask price.
I don't see you sharing screen edge. You guys see it?
I thought I shared the screen, did I not?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm looking at looks like his level 2 data.
Oh, I know what
Huh.
happened. My computer, because I have 2 monitors, it opens two. It's so
Oh, Mr. Fancy Pants over there
okay.
with 2
Let me
monitors.
see if I can bring this screen over to the other side. I don't think I can.
But the
But go,
best
go
ask
ahead.
price is above this, right above this, and the best bid price is right below it. And a lot of times you'll see really low numbers in here, low quantities that if I'm buying 10,000 shares, or in this case like 100,000 shares, say 100,000 shares, add these up. That's what is that right there? Is that 80,000 or 84? You would have to go up a couple, or here, like right now, you'd have to go up a lot. You'd have to go all the way like up to here to buy 100,000 shares. And so you're not getting this price down here. And these here, those little numbers, 12.2, that's just fake orders. That's just to manipulate the price. That's just so that you think you're going to get that price, but you're really not because you're going to order more. You're going to try to buy more shares than that.
Mhm.
And so my software adds these up to figure out what your real price is going to be based on the amount of shares you want to buy or sell. And then remember, so sometimes you're thinking it might have to go all the way up to here, in order for you to get that fill to get to the number of shares you want. But then you got to remember there's a million other traders out there, so they're plucking out these orders while we're going, and so the software is constantly just recalculating what's the real price going to be. Because I get people send email and say, well, it's been above this price. And it's like, well, not really, it's not, this isn't you're not going to get that best ask price or that best bid price. Like if you're selling, you're thinking, look at these two fake orders down here on the bottom on the bid side. They're just fake. Just you might as well throw them out. The real price is down here. It's not at 82, it's at 80,
Yeah.
or and not at 9082, it's at 9079, and that's what I mean. And so people don't understand the market. And if you don't, and you're trying to create an auto trader, you're giving people fake orders, fake prices if you really think that you're going to get filled at those prices because you're not.
Yeah, so that's the
So
level
and the
two
market's just
data, Ed, right? Whenever you say level two data, that's what the
yeah.
baby trade, and
These
that's
are the order book. I
yeah,
was
this order book.
actually in a trade show one time, and I remember a guy saying, and it was crowded. And I remember somebody in the crowd saying, I'm not looking at your orders. And I said, really? I said, what would you trade if I took that level 2 screen away from you? And he paused, and it was almost like E.F. Hutton. Remember those commercials? Literally the whole trade show, it's like it went silent. I mean, there's thousands of people that couldn't have been listening to us, but it seemed like the whole trade show went silent.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, I couldn't trade anything. I said, that's because you're too busy looking at my orders. Because without looking at my orders, you don't know what to trade. They're literally competing with you directly. And that's what amazes people. They don't think that. They think, well, there's millions of traders. They wouldn't be looking at my order. The heck they wouldn't. So the auto trader counters all that stuff because we know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And over 25 years, I've been able to do that. The auto trader's got so many things built into it to counter the corruption
Yeah, so
that's
you
against the
guys
public.
just so you know real quick, like you and I, like just as normal people, we don't have access to that level two data. So we could be wanting to buy something and there's like 10 million shares
Yeah,
of
you
something
can't
that we
see
don't
the
know
order
about.
book.
But GoBabyTrade gets access to it. So I love that you have done that, Ed. Just knowing what I know from my time institutionally, it's so valuable to have access to that data because that also influences like the AI as well, maybe, and all parts of the trader, what's going on behind the scenes. So that's pretty cool. And we have someone else joined here, Joe Hudson. So Joe, we have a small group today, and Ed surprised us. That's why he popped on the call because he was free. So we have an opportunity to have a
Daisy, I'm
small
glad I
group
came
with him.
on. She's
Yeah.
sending all these compliments to me.
Yeah.
Um,
So
but
Joe, if
but
you have
you know
any
what I want to
questions,
say
yeah.
about folks who don't have an auto trader, and this isn't salesman speak, it's just reality.
Uh-huh.
Every day that you don't have an auto trader, you're not building inventory. See these 24 lots? I call them each time you buy a lot, and if you sell it, you sold that one lot. And then if it went lower and you add another lot. So you're buying and selling the whole time, but if it's trending down, you're accumulating lots. It takes a while to accumulate inventory like this 24 lots, 25, 36 lots. These
Yeah.
coins have been in play where they really been trying to drive the prices lower,
Mm-hmm.
trying to drive people out. So the whales, like I said, they want to own all the shares. They already own 95% of the shares. I don't know if people realize that. We're out here fiddling around playing with 5% of the shares. But the difference is we want to just make money, we the people. The whales want to make all the money. And they can't resist it. At these ridiculously insultingly low prices, they're just, how do you not want to buy $100 million worth of this coin at this price? This is
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, and it is
They're sitting
growing.
on billions of dollars. They're loading up because you know how easy it is to double that from 2 cents to 4 cents, or to double this one here, to easily go lop off one of those zeros and put a one there and just double your money. I mean, we're talking 100% returns overnight. You
Yeah.
know, people don't get returns like that anywhere. You can't find investments like that that'll give you 100% in a day. But
Right.
these coins are, watch when this market takes off. Watch when they feel like they've had enough and they've already opened the floodgates. And I can tell you how the public behaves. I can tell you how most people behave. Right off the bat, when I woke up this morning, I knew it was a down day. How did I know that without even looking at this screen? Because I could look at how many people signed up this morning. Less than normal. But if I wake up in the morning and I look and I see how many people, all those signups, and I go, whoa, whoa, this must be a big day. Because everybody wants in on an up day. Every
That's
time
so
we have an
great.
up day, the signups go crazy. Everybody wants in the crypto market.
Yeah. Well, and then when you're
And
in
on
the
down
auto
days,
trader, like
people
I
don't
have,
want in.
yeah, but then when you're in it for a while, like I had someone the other day tell me they want to get another auto trader at these levels.
I
So,
know this is I call the whole market an insult to humanity. It's the opportunity of a lifetime, and once you have an auto trader, you're going to see that it's just going to keep pumping out money forever. I mean, I've taken 372,000 since 23 in this account. Even though the account value is down, it's like I'm not worried about that because that's just numbers. That's just an inventory. That's just the price of a coin. That's the price of eggs going up and down. Who
yeah.
cares? What I care about is how much money did I take off the table? Physical money. And
Yeah.
then at tax time, you're going to love this. The way we record profits is different than the way that the exchange logs it, a lot of the trades as losses. They do a thing called HIFO, highest in, first out. And we're doing last in, first out. So if I bought something at $10 and the price goes to 1 and I buy it again and then the price goes to 2, I'm selling the one I bought at 1. That's profitable. That's real profitable. There's no denying it. However, they're going to log it as if you sold the one you bought at 10 and you
Yeah.
sold it at 2 for an $8 loss. So they're going to log it for tax purposes as a big fat loss. I got an email from someone a couple days ago. She said, I can't believe it. GoBabyTrade shows that I made $10,000 last year. However, the broker, Coinbase, logged it as if I lost 10,000. It was a minus 10,000 for taxes.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I love that. It's beautiful. So the rich just get richer. See, this is how the rich get rich, and the public doesn't really have access to this stuff because we don't know any of this. You think because you made 10,000, you got to pay taxes on 10,000. wrong.
Yeah.
So
It's a little trick about Coinbase and the auto trader that when people ask about taxes, I love answering that question. But Ed,
and I'm
let's
not a
take it. Let's
genius. I just drink smart water.
yeah. Well, let's see if we can get this a little more interactive. Like Lorraine, do you have any questions? Joe, do you have any questions? Ben,
Yeah, any
Jeff, is any?
concerns you
Yeah,
have? Any concerns or
yeah,
let's talk it out.
yeah. Just unmute, throw it out there.
Yeah,
Lori,
I'll just say I'm so excited, man. I can't wait till I can throw more than 200 a month.
No, hey,
And
even that, I know people I know people starting with $500 and throwing $100 a month in. At
yeah,
the end of the year, they had 1,700, and then the auto trader, they've contributed 1,700, and then by then the auto trader pushed it to 2,500.
mhm,
And then the next year they're up over
yeah,
3,000 or 4,000, and they're on their way, and they only
yeah,
started with nothing.
I'm just so excited.
Try to tell that to my nephew. He tells me he's broke. I'm like, you don't have $500? He goes, no, and I'm like, well, you're always gonna be broke then, you know,
Mhm.
because with that attitude, and a lot of people just want to get rich right overnight. So that's where the scams come in out there, where the
yeah,
websites that say we guarantee 100% per month and stuff like that. Nobody can guarantee what a price is gonna do. And
Mhm.
most people are buying coins with the expectation that it's gonna go straight up. We've all seen this bucket in the well, right?
yeah. And it is
Has
heartbreaking.
anybody on here not seen this? I don't know
Mm,
if they'll
I
speak
think
up.
everybody,
Well,
yeah,
I'll give you a
every,
quick overview. If it's water, the bucket has to go all the way down to get the water and go all the way back up and dump it out. We all know that's a fact. It can't go halfway down and then go back up. It'll be an empty bucket. But if it's cryptos, all it's got to do is wiggle. Buy, go up a little, sell, and just keep pumping money. Just keep pumping. No matter what, even if it drops 80% all the way down here, just keep pumping money. They can't stop you from keep pumping money, and there's
mhm,
nothing they can do to stop it. There's nothing illegal about it. And it's but the way we track it and the way the auto trader allocates funds and all, you're holding these what you would call losers. And this is what people don't understand. A well-seasoned auto trader has a lot of this inventory
and
because
it's
when that
very
coin,
small loss because it doesn't put your money all to work at once. It spreads it out over that whole window. So you own little
yeah,
bits.
you don't even care. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the rest of your life, the longer you have a trader, the better. But and then when it jumps up, if you have a big jump like 50% up or 20% up, multiple of these lots sell off because it just jumped over it. Because the stock prices move like this. They just kind of go like a wave. But cryptos jump around. A
Yeah.
coin will jump up 50% and 5 minutes later come right back down. When
Mhm.
it jumped up 50%, you just sold off all this inventory that you thought were losers. You just sold them all off, and then it comes back down and you buy it again. So
Yeah.
so the thing is, you notice something about this. I don't know if anybody really thought about this, but I'm going to tell you. When you first go in, this is your first buy right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything about Go Baby Trade is talking about losers. I didn't say I bought it and it went up. I said I bought it and it went down. This whole arena here is all about we're going down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're always going down because even if you go higher, then your high one would be up here and then it goes down from there. So you're always going to have to deal with losers.
Yeah.
Most people don't know how to deal with losers.
Well, it's because we're
They
brainwashed to the buy and hold mentality, and when they see red on the screen and all of that. But Joe
they
unmuted.
panic. They're
Yeah.
taught. They actually talk about it.
Yeah.
BlackRock knows when they pushed all those coins down 7%, that wasn't just an arbitrary number. Most people have stop losses in place. Millions of people. So they didn't push it down just 3% because a lot of people might have a 5% stop loss. They pushed it down 7% sufficiently to catch all those people that have stop losses in place. so that when it dropped 7%, all those shares automatically sold off, and BlackRock sucked them all up,
Yeah, it's pretty
bought like
crazy.
crazy in
Hey,
that. Plus, we did. Plus,
yeah.
GoBabyTrade
So
did. We all
yeah.
loaded up also on that down day.
And we're
It's
probably
beautiful.
sleeping and just being taken care of by your software in the background. So Ed, Joe unmuted. I want to make sure, Joe, do you have something to share or ask or go for
Yeah,
it?
I have a question,
Sure, Joe.
several actually, but I'll keep it to a minimum. On the what you were talking about, how it could jump up, 50%, then come back down, or vice versa in 5 minutes. On our settings, I think mine is set at 60 minutes between buy and sell or something like that. Shouldn't that be set to zero or or
Well, the reason I can tell you why it's 60 minutes. I want to give the market time to breathe. Plus, if it just jumps right up and you sell it, well, then it's going to sell it right away. And then you can wait 60 minutes before you buy it again. There's no rush to buy it in.
well,
Because
what if it?
mostly you're talking about rare events. One time it'll go up and then it'll come right back down. You want to buy it right away again. But you don't have to. In most cases, a coin will say go down and you'll buy it, and maybe it'll want to go down a lot more. And I'm saying wait an hour before you buy it again. Give the coin time to move around, to move where it's going to move.
Yep.
Because instead of buying on 3% drops, you might be able to buy on a 12% drop or an 8% drop.
So
I
what is
don't
that?
want to go crazy and go buy real fast. And
Well,
then
and
I'm
there,
done for the day. And then you're done for the day because you're only going to set it to accumulate 2 lots in a day.
well, there's
So
a
I'm not
term
going
for
to be
that,
able to
Ed.
do that.
Yeah, too, that we used to say, catching a falling knife. So you don't want to be doing that, but
Yeah,
Joe,
let it fall. Let that knife
yeah.
fall, and then buy it down here. I mean, sometimes you're buying 25% lower. It's crazy, and I'm in no rush to just jump right in and buy it again.
But I'd like to sell if it keeps going up.
No, you can always sell. There's no time limit on the selling. If a coin goes up, it can sell right away all the time. GBT. Attila calling me. Sorry.
No worries.
Nope.
Sound might say hello.
I'm gonna just type on phone. Sorry. I'm a popular guy, aren't I? So, Joe, do you understand that?
Yeah, I think so.
There's
Uh,
there's no rush to use up all your money. That's one of the biggest things. A lot of people when they sign up, they want to just it's like I want to be all in. I want all my money working for me. But then you're a buy and holder. If you put all your money in up here and the coin drops down here, you don't have any money to trade with. Or you limited your money. You put a lot, you had $10,000, you put $8,000 in up here and the coin goes down. Now you only got 2,000 to spread out to all these other lots. And you're doing $500 for each one of these, instead of having 10,000 and being able to have a lot more. Or what did I say? 5,000? No, that's not 500. I don't know. But anyways, you want to divide it equally. I don't want to be top heavy. I see so many traders where they got aggressive, especially if we have a couple up days in a row. People get excited, and that's when they say, I want to be all in. I want to be all in. Like someone got excited. They heard something about XRP is going to go to 500, and so she had a $42,000 account, and the auto trader put 2,000 in play right at the top, and it still had 40,000 left in case the coin went lower, and that was when it was at $3 a share. And she got excited and she went to Coinbase and she went and bought $40,000 worth of XRP manually at Coinbase. And then she called and said, how come my auto trader's not trading a few days later? Why isn't it buying more? I said, there's no money in here. And that's when I discovered she did that. You know, she used up all her money at the top. And then, and what did XRP do? It went down to $2 after she bought it at 3. I don't. I get tempted to manually trade like that too. Even the other day, when the coins all dropped 7% each, I had literally had my finger on the add button, on the add button over here on the right. I was ready to buy 50,000 more of each of these coins. And then I said, no, I am not going to do it. I never do a manual trade and I've never done it. And I'm like, I'm not going to let them tempt me because look, they can go lower. They can jerk with you. You know, it's like, no, I'm not going to do it. So I let the auto trader completely do all the trading. And because
Yeah.
they can mess with you and messing with me, it's okay. You know, I mean, I mean, down is good, but I want the auto trader to do the buy-in.
Well, and it speaks to your point too, Ed. If nobody can time like bottoms and tops, I mean, we had that daily 30% sell off where I think that's the only time you manually traded. You just saw and you
I
were
did
right
do that
there.
manual trade that
Yeah.
day.
But
The
for
coins
also
dropped
all
30.
of
Come
the,
on, the coin dropped 30%.
yeah,
I could not resist it
I
then.
know it was
I'm
so
like, come on, this is ridiculous. Just give me
yeah.
50,000 more of that coin. I don't care. That's BS. And
Well,
then and that one, that was L3, and it did go right back up.
yeah, but the point is too that this is part of the money management and kind of risk management is we're not trying to time bottoms and tops. We're just present, you know, we're just taking profits no matter where so you don't have to stress about looking at charts like I used to do nonstop for years when I worked in the industry, trying to, you know, like what do you call that, Ed? Gambling or like guesstimating? We don't have a crystal ball. We got the AI that can forecast within about 20
Well,
minutes, which is amazing for maximizing buys and sells, you know, but beyond
they're
that,
wrong too many times. They're wrong too many times.
yeah.
And that's the people that do that is they don't own any shares and they're trying to look at charts and they say, all right, it looks like it's going to go up right now. So they buy it once. And then maybe they got lucky and it did go up. Fine. So you made a little bit of money. You had one lot, you bought it and you sold it. Who cares? You know, what inventory like this, 36 lots, I've got lots of inventory. So when that coin does go up, I'm going to make a fortune because I got all this inventory to sell off that I bought at lower prices. Whereas, you're doing the equivalent, and if you've ever heard me on these webinars, you've already heard this, but I'm going to say it again. If you're running a 7-Eleven and you got one bag of potato chips on the shelf and a school bus pulls in full of kids, you're only going to sell one bag of potato chips. That's all you own. But if you have 50 bags of potato chips on the shelf and a school bus pulls in, you're going to sell a lot of chips.
Yeah, so that's
You need inventory. Inventory is good and down is good. I love down days. Some people don't like down days. I'm like, why? I mean, if you have a chance to buy something at a lower price, I mean, everybody's in too much a rush, and I've been doing this 25 years. People they just want to get rich right away. I had one guy tell me he wants to make $100 a day. And I said, all right, you want to make $100 a day. I'm just curious. How much are you trading with? He said $5,000. I said, you realize you're asking for a 36,500% year? What? I mean, people are happy to make 100% a year. If I could double my money in a year, he wants to make $36,500 in a year. I mean, on a $5,000 account. Some people are unrealistic or they're not thinking that far out. They're just thinking it would be nice to make $100 a day, but he's not thinking far enough out to realize he's
Mhm.
asking for something that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
Ed, we also
but I
have
mean,
another
100, I mean, you can go and look at do I have the top traders here? I can just click on this.
yeah. And Daryl Fulp also joined us. So Daryl, it's a small call today and Ed popped on, so it's surprising, you know, randomly. So it's a honor to have him here, just kind of answering questions and chatting. So if you have anything you want to throw out here.
And we can start all over.
No. And Jeff, you raised your hand, and I know Joe is unmuted. So Go ahead. Jody, I think you've been unmuted for a while, and then Jeff will get to your question. And Daryl, just unmute or raise your hand. Ben, Rick, and we'll just get to some questions and comments. Go ahead, Joe.
I've looked at my coins versus the high traders coins and other coins and how they're rated. And my coins are rated to trade more than the high traders coins. However, I'm way behind they are, and I don't understand. Some of these guys are making 100%, 200% a year, and I seem like I'm at 20 or 30% is what I'm.
Which guys are you talking about?
Well, if you look at the first guy,
No, you mean in the highest trade count, the top traders.
Top trader report. Yeah.
Oh, well, they're just when
300%.
the purpose of that screen is to show people, is to give you an idea of how much money you need to trade with, or what you can trade with. That report was. I started out years ago with that report, and I let all the big money in, the people with $1 million accounts, and we cluttered up, or $1.5 million accounts and all, and we cluttered up the whole screen where people started calling in saying, well, it looks like you need $1 million to trade with this system. So then I eliminated the big guys. I lopped it down to $500,000 accounts and below. And that helped a lot. But then recently it came back where more and more people are saying, well, where are the big guys? And I'm like, oh man, you can't win here. So I raised it back to $1 million. I didn't go above that. And you see the numbers on there. But the idea is really just to show people about how much, it's to show what people are doing, number one. Where is it on this screen? Can I bring it up?
Can you
Top
guys
traders.
see sharing my screen? I just shared it, Ed. If you click your tab at the top, you might also see it. And I noticed you must have.
Oh, are you sharing the screen? Maybe that's what's going
No,
on.
you can share at the same time. So you can select which screen you want to see. There's tabs at the top of your Zoom. So can you guys see my screen on the trader report? And if you want to pull it up, Ed, go ahead.
Now I'm going to just stop sharing so I can just see your screen. There.
Okay, well,
that's easier.
All right. And I see that it changed a bit because at the end of every month, it kind of repopulates with the year-end date for the past year, right?
It goes 1 year back, right?
Yeah.
12 months back. So the idea here is so you can see what they're doing, and it really comes. Oh, I can't click on. Oh, thank you. You clicked it. How did you know I was clicking on that? I was trying to click right there. I was literally trying to click right there.
That's funny.
That's funny. And you can see what they're doing, but the answer to your question is everybody's all over the place. When you get in and with the pauses and delays and how much money's in there and when did you buy a coin? If two people try to buy the same coin at the same time, they won't get filled at the same price. So one will get one fill, another one will get another one on the level 2 screen because there are 2 orders there, and there's only one is gonna fill one, and that one's gonna be gone, and then the next one, then the next one will get the next one. So there's really it's hard to compare traders. I've always said that. I put 5 traders next to each other years ago, and I started all 5 live traders. It was in the stock market at the time. And I started them all exactly at the same time trading the same stocks. And within a week, you could not tell they were running the same strategy because the prices are just all different.
Yeah.
And, it's when you get in and, it's hard to say.
Right.
Because remember, they're not starting their account on that day. They already have inventory. That's the problem. That might be another issue. somebody could be sitting on a buttload of inventory that you're not sitting on.
Yeah.
And then even though their account, I'm looking at their account value here. This is account value, USDC, their cash, starting trading balance, the cash, and how much did it grow? So it's not as easy
Yeah,
to compare.
that's a really
But the
interesting
idea
point.
is just
I
showing you what everybody's doing. In the long run, you'll do fine.
I think this is a point that people maybe miss, and maybe this will speak to your question, Joe, and everybody else you have an understanding. It's because, yeah, so this guy with $8,800, he might have had this trader for 3 years and had accumulated inventory at various levels in this
He
past.
could be sitting on
You know,
$100,000 worth of inventory.
yeah. So, so that, because I'm always, when I'm thinking the same, like, what if people came in, they start at the same time? But that's not just 1 year since they started. That's whoever's auto trader is cranking out the latest, best returns for however long they've been in there. It might be 2 years, it might be 4 or 5 years now. Like,
Well, that's 1 year growth. That's a
it's 1 year
1 year.
growth, but like you said, they could have accumulated
Well,
inventory
that's
for many
profits
years.
taken
But
in the
they
Yeah,
last year.
but
they
they could
started
be
out with
taking
inventory.
profits from prior positions,
Right.
in other years. So that really
Exactly.
rang home. Yeah.
Exactly what you said. They started out with inventory.
Yeah.
And so
Is
it's
is it unrealistic to expect or hope to make a 50% return?
no, I don't think it's unrealistic at all. If you're looking at the profits taken, that's not unrealistic because you'll take that.
Hmm.
But now the inventory, the problem is this is where when the coins are dropping in value, the you're the you might take 50% in profits, but the coin in like last year, the coin dropped 80%. These coins dropped 80% in value. So if like a 10-cent coin went down to 2 cents, that's an 80% drop. That's unrealistic, by the way. But you still took 50% in profits, but your account value dropped 30%. If you didn't, if you were all in, you would have dropped your account value would have dropped 80%. But because you took 50% in profits, you offset that 80% drop. So your account value still dropped 30%. And but you got them trapped down there now. There's a lot to be said for a well-seasoned auto trader. You've got all that inventory, so you're not the same as somebody who doesn't have any inventory. You got the market trapped at the bottom. And this
Yeah.
is the beauty of it. I got the market trapped all the way down here. I used to say it for years. I used to say it, when Microsoft was a lot lower, I'm like, hey, if they go lower, I'll buy more. And if they go lower again, I'll buy more. You ought to feel powerful for a minute here. Let me explain something. If you buy a coin at whatever price, you you can feel like this is how I feel. I just froze that coin for everybody in the world. For BlackRock, Vanguard, Merrill Lynch, Fidelity, Donald Trump, Tom Brady. Nobody can make any money on that coin unless they raise that price. And when they do, they got to pay me. I'm the toll booth. You got to pay me because I froze that price at that price, that coin at that price, because now you can't. If you try to go higher, I'm going to sell what I bought here. I'm going to sell it at, you don't see my hand because I'm not sharing again. I should share again.
Yeah, I see it.
I also wanted to say really quick, Ed, while we're on the topic of that report there, is pointing out this column does not say returns,
Oh,
Joe. It says profits taken. So that's what Ed's referring to. Profits physically pulled off the table that you own
right.
in your profit save bucket now, just to clarify. But go ahead.
Right, that's your money.
Yeah.
So what I was saying is anytime I buy a coin, I have frozen that price. I don't know, yeah, you can see me.
Yep.
If I buy a coin down here, that price now for everybody in the entire world, nobody can make money on that coin unless they raise the price, and when they do, they got to pay me. And if I buy it here and the price goes lower and I buy again down here, I have now froze the price down here. I still own this one, but I froze this one's price. Now you can't go above that one without me selling it. If you sell it, if it go up, I sell it. Even 3%, which is nothing on these coins that are a fraction of a penny. That's a joke. I mean, it's so easy to go up 3% and sell it. And then but when I sell that one, now I've got this one here that I still own. They can't, and if I'm sitting here with a lot of inventory, I got all these. They can't rate. They can never go above any of these prices without pay me, pay me, pay me. And then if they go down, I add them back. Pay me, pay me,
Yeah.
pay me. I love it. And then if they go higher, and if they do a big jump, boom, I'll sell a whole bunch of inventory off. I mean, I can go up 200%. The coin goes up 200%. I got all this inventory to sell off. And that's when you start making thousands of dollars right away. But, until it happens, we just keep pumping at the bottom, and there's nothing anybody can do to stop us. We are like, I feel like I'm the toll booth.
Yeah, you're
Like I'm a toll
Napoleon.
booth. You can't you can't move the coin without paying me for the rest of my life. It feels criminal. Like I attach myself to a coin, and from now on, anytime that coin jumps, in my case, I think I set the strategy to 5%. Yeah. My profit goal down here is 5%. That
Mm-hmm.
means anytime a coin goes up 5%, they got to pay me.
Yeah. So
I
Jeff,
mean, what right do I have to do that to the market? And if they go lower, hey, you're giving me a chance to buy more at a ridiculously lower price. Fine. Now I've got what's here. Look at this. I started buying ACH. Let me see. It's up here. I started buying ACH at 12 cents a share. This top one. And now look where it's at, under a penny. Which is a joke because they're like Apple Pay worldwide. They're not, I don't see them ever going away. This is an absolute insult. These prices are absolutely at insult prices, insultingly low prices. But I've taken 153,000 from the Wiggles and just going up and down. It was trending down, but it was still wiggling while it was going down. And over the last 6 months, I've still taken 153,000, but my open inventory is down 103,000. It's like, okay, well, they can never get that 153,000 back because so I still have a net profit of 50. I have another trader that's taken 350,000 on the same coin, and it's down 100,000 in its open inventory, so it's up a couple 100,000. I mean, there's nothing they can do to stop me from just keep taking money forever. And what you're looking at here is a phenomenon. Coins don't drop like they've been dropping in the last 6 months or even the last year. This is abnormal. This is the whales trying to get all the shares. It's what I said earlier. They want it all. And they've got the public running scared because the public is just running, they're afraid. They already went, they don't know how to trade, so they all went in at the top. And then the coins dropped 80%. Now they're out of the game. They're literally out of the game unless that coin goes all the way back up 80%, all the way back to where they bought it, their last buy, where they can just break even. With us, we're not only are we in the game, I mean, but we got all this inventory. We're just constantly pumping money no matter where it goes. Look at the difference. A coin only has to go up 5% for me to make money. It's got to go up 80% for the average guy out there that's sitting on crypto to even break even.
Joe, go ahead.
If you're just starting out with a new coin and you don't have any inventory, but you want to get in the game, and say you have $10,000, and let's say the coin is ACH,
Mm-hmm.
can you just buy like $5,000 worth to
I wouldn't do it.
Way?
I wouldn't do it.
You still have the other $5,000 left, but you wouldn't do it?
No, I wouldn't do it because based on the price of the coin anyways, the software is going to do the money management, and you're closer to zero now. It's gonna squeeze more of that 5,000 into each trade.
Well, let's say I already own ACH, or or let's say I own Bitcoin, which I do, and I wanted to put Bitcoin into the trader, and rather than starting out zero, you know, put $5,000 worth of Bitcoin in, or you understand where I may not be explaining very well, but
No, I'm not sure. The trader works best if you let it start with cash, because you're going to be what I call top heavy. And I've seen it so many times where people plow a lot in at the top and then the coin drops 30%. And then it's down here trading, but you just locked up that all that money up there. You know, you are exactly doing what a lot of people want to do. You're eager to get as much money in. And I feel like I'm not in a rush to get any money in. Don't worry. I want to reserve as much money as I can so that when it goes down here, when it drops 30 or 40%, then I'm still making the same amount of money per trade that I was making up here. Whether if I'm making, look, I make $465 a trade. I want to make that, even if and that's after the coin's already dropped 80%. And I'm still making that kind of money. I was making the same amount of money up here when it was trading. Of
Yeah.
course, when it does,
how long?
when it does crazy stuff, you can make, I can make less or I can make more. I can make $149, $128, $80. I mean, I, it's like again, I'm going to talk about a 7-Eleven for a second. You can't sell $50 bags of potato chips. Nobody's going to buy them. But you can sell a lot of $2 bags. And it still adds up to big numbers, to the big number.
Yeah. Sure.
Let me ask you this. I'm retired already.
Yep. Good.
I,
Cool. You must be bored. Are you bored?
no, I've got plenty to do. But I own some rental properties, and if I want to, get out of the rental properties and put some of that money into the trader to replace my rental income, how would you advise? How long would that take, and how would you advise doing
Well, you
that?
can't ever say how long anything takes because they've been on this downtrend for 5 years, since 2021. So, but I feel like we're at the bottom. We're either at the bottom or we're near the bottom. We are like right there, man, because these coins can't go a lot lower. GRT, the graph, they got 70,000 users using them. They get 2 billion hits a day with their APIs. They have no business at 2.5 cents. That is a record low, by the way. That is a record low on their price. They've never been that low before. They've come. I mean, and again, this is where the rich get richer. Being able to buy for a penny a coin that's going to go to $20. Oh yeah, that's where the money is. And so I know somebody that had 3 rental properties and he sold them for $400,000 a piece. And well, let me see. He talked about selling them. I don't know if he sold them. And he said he only makes $1,000 a month on each one. And he said he could sell each one of those for 400,000 a piece and put a mill two into his auto trader. If he does that, he's going to be making crazy profits per trade. It's all about how much can I make per trade. Once you get it, your mission in life is going to be, where can I find money to put in it? Because 100% of $1,000,000 is different than 100% of $1,000. You double 1,000,000 or you double 1,000. And, so the more you have, the more you make. I even put a video on the website that said, don't mortgage your house. And why did I do that? Because people were mortgaging their houses and they were telling me, they were giving me the play-by-play on their phone, hey, my loan's almost through. And I'm like, oh man, quit it. Don't mortgage your house. If you don't have a mortgage, I hate to see you create a mortgage. And let me tell you why I feel that way. I that I'm worried about the auto trader or I'm worried about the crypto market. I'm not worried about either of those. I'm worried about the guy that mortgages his house for 200,000 and throws 100,000 in a trader and goes out and blows the other 100,000. See? Or I'm worried about the guy that mortgages his house for 200,000 and throws it in the auto trader, and then 6 months later he decides he wants to go out and buy a new car, and he says, "Well, I got 200,000 sitting over here. Why don't I just buy the car with that?" He's not letting it use for what it was there for. I have no problem if somebody was to do that and put it in the auto trader and leave it alone, because then it's actually going to work for them instead of just sitting there.
Yeah. But everybody has to be, we're not encouraging anything at all. Just,
No, we're not investment advisors.
Yeah.
But you can see here, look on January 26th, what happened here with ACH. Look at all these closes, these crazy closes. The coin jumped from just about, I think it was, let me look, right here, 2 cents. Right here, ACH, when it opened at 2 cents on January 26th, and it started going up for the next 5 days. And all that inventory I was sitting on, it went up 200% in 5 days. I mean, I was getting $2,000 a trade, $2,200 a trade. This one is 2,200. That one's 2,000, 1,745. I mean, this is what happens when you have a lot of inventory. See, what happens, a lot of traders, like I said, they sit and look at charts, and then they buy the coin, and if it goes up, they only got one lot. I'm like, I want to have a lot of inventory. The auto trader is prepping you for the kill. So even when you think times look bad because the prices are going lower, it's actually using your money to buy at these ridiculously low prices, trapping the market. I mean, I've got the market trapped. And, the market can't breathe without giving me money. The only thing they can keep doing is these little moves. You notice? Let me get this stuff. I got pictures in my way, these tools hide the floating thing. They can't move I've got my traders set to take 5% profits. So they're sitting here playing around, going up 1%, down 1%, because they know they can't move it without me taking money. So they're sitting in this little bitty window and they're not trading. They're not moving. Because as soon as they try to make a jump like that, a 10% move, I got them. Now they got to pay me. And it's just going to go on for the rest of my life until somebody assassinates me or something. I don't know. Because it's just free money. I mean, the whole market is an insult to humanity, really. Once you let it go, and you get your auto. That's why I'm saying people need to get started. If you're not started, you need to get started, because it doesn't. Number one, you're not building inventory, and you got to start building inventory. Let the game begin, because the auto trader has to build inventory, and the other thing is, every day that you're not trading, you're not taking free money on the wiggles. You don't have the market trapped. I do. I take money when they try to wiggle. You take nothing. You're just letting days go by, weeks and months and years go by where you're not taking free money. Because I look at the market, it's just free money. They can't move the coins without paying you, regardless of where the prices go. That's the thing. I don't care if a coin drops. I don't care if I'm trading Microsoft. I don't care if it drops from 500 to 200. It doesn't even matter. I'm going to just keep pumping money at the 200 level.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I really love this, and I'm not trading for myself anymore. It's way too stressful. We're just wherever the prices are, we're doing it. But Ed, before we wrap up, we're at almost an hour and a half. I just want to make sure that nobody has any. I want to have some interaction. So Lorraine, Jeff, you said your question went away. Rick, Daryl, Ben, I'm glad you guys were able to pop on. This was a special treat to have Ed join us out of the blue. So we got to have a bit of personal small group time with him. But you guys, raise your hand or unmute if you have any other follow-up questions. Joe, yeah, just go for it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Jeff, you're not on board. You must have 100 questions. But look at this. Expected trading window. Add down to 100% price drop. That means I'm done with this planet. I don't even care where these prices go. I am covered all the way to the bottom. That means as long as that coin stays in business, they got to just keep pumping me money. And that's all that's to it. And there's no denying it. It's reality. I mean, expected trading window from the trading window is from the top to whatever to down. When you first get your auto trader, your trading window is set to a 75% trading window. It's like from there down to about here. Because we don't really expect coin to drop 75%. It's just ridiculous. But what the whales did this time is they're going after all the shares. So they saw blood in the streets. They saw a golden opportunity. They realized all they got to do is lower the prices and scare people out. And then when people get scared out, they sell their coins. And who's going to buy most of those coins? The big guys. You know, so they're pushing them ridiculously low. And now they've pushed them down. Even when they hit the 75% level, they pushed it down even further. So what we do when that happens is we raise this number, the number of lots. I raised it to 50. By raising it to 50, I'm basically saying just add on 3% drops all the way to the bottom. I mean, I can overhit it. I mean, it can't go below 100%. 3 times 50 is 150% in reality. But the software is going to allocate the money down to 100%. So it's not going to let it go. It's not going to try to go past that. And then if I do that, I wanna add more money if I can, and that's where the profits saved. Your default setting is percent of profits to save is 100%. So as you're making money on those trades, it's all going into your save bucket. A couple of years ago, I had 300,000 in my save bucket, and I went and blew it. Just living off of it. I bought a Range Rover and all. I just feel like it's free money. So you release this money. If I wanted to release 15, say I wanted to go minus 15,000. That 15,694. If I do that, it would reduce it to 694 in the save bucket. That other 15,000 would be now the auto trader can use that. And by using that, it says the auto trader has more money to work with, so the lot sizes that it's buying will be bigger.
Yep. Yeah, and
Okay.
actually,
I'm going to put that back, by the way.
Yeah, he can put it back. And Ben, who's on the call, is a brand new user as well. He just got his auto trader fairly recently. So,
So you want to save 100%. Your goal should not be to try to get all your money in. I watch people do crazy things, and I shouldn't say that because, I mean, it's their ideas. Their goal is to get all their money in. They say max lots, this is accumulated in a day. That means if it's just going down, 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 I don't want to be buying like a crazy person on that down day, that big down day. So it says if I accumulate twice, if it goes down 3% and I buy, and it goes down 3% again and I buy again, just stop for the day. It might go down 10% more. Let it go. At midnight, it'll buy again. But some people are just eager to get in, and they'll set this to like 20.
yeah.
It's like, let it buy 20 times. And I don't need to wait. I don't want any pauses. Every time it drops 3%, just buy it, even if it's 1 minute later. And so they'll set this to 0, and I'm not going to save, by the way, so I can make these changes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to save the screen, or they'll say, my profit goal is 1%. I just want to hurry up, and they're in a big rush, and they'll say, I want to add on 1% drops. But here I'm going to show you where the fallacy comes in. This is already set to 25, right? Let's put it back to 25. If you add on 1% drops for 25 times down, that's only a 25% drop. You just tied up. You just said, I want to use all my money within a 25% window.
Really risky. Yeah.
That means if that coin drops 30%, you already ran out of money on a 25% drop. See what it says right here? This notice? all funds except the profit saved will be used within those 25 lots. So they're in a big rush to get all their money in because they're just saying, I know this market's going to rocket tomorrow. And
Yeah.
then the coins drop 80% and they're just dead. They don't have any more money. Then I go, if that happens, then what we do is, again, we'll raise this to a bigger number, like I did. And if they ran out of money to use, then I can go, then we go to the save bucket and we say, well, how much money do you have saved? And we can release that money to the trader to give it money to trade down there because you ran out of money.
Yeah, but if you
And
don't have any money, then
I
you
cringe when I come here and I see this. They said they already changed the percent of profits to save to 0, and there's nothing in here. And
yeah.
then the only thing they can do is deposit more money from their bank, I guess. Because it's like you just used up all your money up at the top and the coin price is down here and you didn't have anything in the safe. Usually people leave the 100%.
Yeah, so we just like to be conservative. And Ed,
That is the default.
Jeff did raise his hand, and I know you were unmuted, Joe. I had to mute you because there's a lot of background noise. So just raise your hand if you have another question. And I think it's under the reactions, the little up arrow. You can choose the hand raise. Go ahead, Jeff.
Ed, so I just sent the 34.99 USDC to the Ethereum address that you had sent to me the other night,
Oh, all right.
and it went through. So just FYI on that, that did go
I'll
through.
create the account as soon as I get off this webinar.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah.
Congratulations, Jeff. Way to go. Woohoo.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks,
all right.
Francine,
Tell
for your
me
help.
this.
Yep.
Can you tell me this? What BS did I just give you that made you do it? I'm kidding, man.
No,
I'm
there was
kidding, man.
there was
I'm
no
kidding.
BS. Actually, I've been looking. I mean, I've been on the same webinar week after week after week after. Like I could give the webinar for you, Ed.
You could do the webinar for me.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. Everything I'm saying is just reality. Did you notice that?
But I'm just not as charismatic as you are. So, but yeah, so I've been on for, I don't know, Francine, maybe 3 months.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was basically I was waiting on some tax implications from a lump sum payment I received last year. So I didn't want to get in over my head and then be like, well, so now that the tax season for me has completed and I had the money, I thought I'm going to pull the trigger. So that's what I did.
Cool. Well, welcome aboard, and you're gonna like it, you know. I mean, if you understand everything I just said, then you're home free. And
Yeah.
you notice I'm like a broken record, right? Because I mean, I am literally like a broken record, repeat, repeat, repeat. I don't know what it is that that people aren't hearing. Because it's like, how do you not see that it's just free money? The thing is, the biggest confusion for people is they see the account value go lower and they don't realize that's just because the inventory, the price of the coins, they're literally pushing these coins into the ground. And you think that's bad, but that's actually good for us because we're loading up on crazy prices. And this is where the rich get richer, right? Loading up at the bottom. And so yeah, well, welcome aboard.
Well, thank you, and I'll look for
Thank
the
you.
account info and all that good stuff. And
Yeah, I'll do that, you know, as soon as
yeah,
we
I'm
get
gonna
off
get
the show.
I'm gonna use the paper trading for a couple days and um, just to kind of get an idea, feel for how it works. Um, so and then
Sure, or you can go
well,
live right away even, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's like watching grass grow. As soon as you go live, it's gonna buy the like 3 coins. If you go with the default coins, it's just gonna buy them.
yeah,
And then you're on your way. And then it's up to the market. You know, everything really is up to the market. Our job, the auto trader's job, is to trap the market and to build inventory at the right prices. That's our job. And the rest of that is the market. The market's got to do what it does. Go up and down and do what it does. You know, I can't make it make those moves, but I can prep you for the kill. Sometimes people say, I want to be all in. And it's like, you are all in. It's using all your money in its math. but it's just not buying all the coins because the prices aren't down there yet. It'll buy the coins when they go, as it goes lower, it'll buy more. And as it goes higher, it'll sell those off. So it's using the math. But a lot of people, they just want to go all in. And I literally hear people use those exact words. I want all my money working. But they're in their mind, they want to be all in. And then when that coin drops, say you bought Bitcoin at 120,000. Boom, you're in up here. Right now it's down at 68. Now what? You're out of the game. You're
Yeah.
sitting there waiting and praying that it's going to go back to 120. And, with us, you go in here, I say you put your toe in the water up here and see where it goes. If it goes higher, you'll sell. If it goes lower, you'll start accumulating. And when it goes all the way down to 68,000, I mean, we got them because you got all those intervals where you own that coin at 3% intervals from the top to the bottom. That means it can never move without paying you. I mean, I found $1, man. Here. I know, I mean, we don't have a lot of time. I found this dollar on the ground about a month ago when I was coming out of a store. I was actually afraid to spread it apart because it looked like it was going to crack. Yeah, I just heard it like snap there. Another snap. It, and I'm excited I found $1 on the ground. And my auto trader makes all this money. I don't think because making money is boring. Finding the dollar on the ground was exciting. I put it in my wallet like for good luck. But making money is just boring. It's just gonna keep pumping out money forever. I mean, the only time I even look at my auto trader is when if I'm doing a webinar, if you guys are on here and I bring it up and I look at it to see what it's done lately, and because I just know that it's taken everything the market wants to give me. I can't take more than the market wants to give me. Like I
That's
said, I can't
yeah,
sell $50 bags of potato chips in a
right.
store. The
Yeah.
market won't bear $50 bags. Nobody's going to buy them. The market will bear $2 bags. So they sell a lot of $2 bags of chips. It's whatever the market will bear, wherever the market wants to go. But we got the market trapped for the rest of our life. And it's a life changer, seriously.
Yeah.
Once you get it, your life changes. You'll never look at the market the same. You don't even look at it anymore. Your life starts going out elsewhere. If you're into golfing, you go golfing. If you're into camping, you go camping. If you're into boating, you go boating. You know what I mean? If you're
Yeah.
into Disneyland, you go to Disneyland. All of a sudden, you're not looking at the market anymore. And what's nice is it's trading 24 hours a day. They can never do any crazy moves for a couple minutes and then go back down. When it goes up there, you capitalize, you grab all that money.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing, Ed. So as
I
always,
love it.
I know we're super grateful that in being in the institutional world for so long, I always told myself I'd only go back to finance if it was to help the individual investor. Like what I call the little guy, Ed calls the normal guy. We're just regular people. So this
I'm
is
a little guy.
afforded.
We're all little guys.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
all
have
little
billions of
guys.
dollars.
It's just,
I don't have
yeah.
billions of dollars.
I always say getting institutional grade tools into the hands of the ordinary, the little guy, the normal average guy, which I'm super passionate about. So thank you so much, Ed, for continuing to, and I know you're
Well,
so passionate about it. We hear it in your voice and your mannerisms and yeah, what you're like what you say. So super grateful. And we need to hear it over and over because there's a lot of brainwashing to undo, right? With the way we're thinking about the unrealized account value and the red and that these are just inventory and commerce. It's all such great stuff. And when people get it that have been around for so long, they get it, it really clicks, and then they're off, they're just
millions
off
of
the
people
right.
don't get it though.
Yeah,
Millions of people
yeah,
out there don't get it. If you
yeah.
can't go and talk to anybody on the street about crypto, they don't have a clue.
No, yeah,
And even if they are in crypto, they're all in wrong. And that's why millions of people are all losing because they all went in 4 years ago at the top and the
mhm,
coins dropped 80% and they're driving as many people out as they can because when you drive people out, who accumulates? BlackRock. They're
yep,
accumulating all these shares And when they're waiting to release it, watch when the world goes crypto here, and it's every day. These companies are not slowing down. They're going gangbusters. They're fighting court battles and doing everything they can. And just like I've been improving the software for 25 years, they're improving their businesses for years. So they're getting better and better and better and better. They're building this unbelievable, foundation for the crypto world, for the digital world. And these are all the foundation builders here. Watch when this thing takes off, man. These guys, it's so easy. I've watched them in the market. Like they can push a coin up 50% like that anytime they want. So that's why I'm excited. Like there's no support, there's no resistance at this price. That coin, GRT, for instance, if you look at the charts, it could jump to $9 or 9 cents tomorrow or 5 minutes from now. It could literally jump. There's no resistance on the way up. You know how you look at resistance
Yeah,
on the way down,
on the
support?
chart.
You got
Yeah, yeah,
support and resistance. There's no resistance all the way to 9 cents. I mean,
yeah.
that coin can just go pop.
Yeah,
So
and
it's like, man, I can't own enough shares at these prices.
so yeah, it's true. Thanks so much, Ed, for sharing your opinions and educating everybody. And I
Thanks
really
for
appreciate.
inviting me.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for just popping on at the last minute, and then thank everybody here too as well. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, click subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And also, yeah, join us for we have Ed live on an official overview next Thursday if you haven't been on one of those. And of course, I have my other recordings and the links in the chat if you guys want to save $1,000 and check out Ed's new partnership
Well,
with
you have the link
Firm.
right here, gobabytrade.com
It's
slash
impact
boss.
earnings, gobabytrade.com/impact earnings. Boss Fairy still works. That's kind of my old one. So, yep.
Like
For
that.
those of you, and then
If
yeah,
you
we'll have
do
like a
that,
personal Zoom,
and
and
then you hit
I think it's lower down to
pricing.
sign
You
up.
can go to pricing, it'll take you
Yeah,
right to the page.
yeah, yeah.
The new website I just put up last night.
So I do have a private community for Go
It
Baby
lowers the
Trade and
price.
WhatsApp, and I'm just looking to support people. Feel free to reach out. I put my number there too, and we'll get you going. All right, everybody. Ed, thank you again so much, and for everybody that joined today. Go Navy.
Go Navy.
Thanks, Ed.
Signing
Thanks,
off.
Francine.
Hey, thank you guys.
Thanks,
I'll
guys.
talk to you in a bit, Jeffrey, I'll send you. I'll create your account right now.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I've got to run to town and pick up some stuff for my off-duty work stuff. So, but
Perfect.
Cool.
all
All
right,
right.
you
Well,
guys have a
God
good
bless you
good
guys.
evening. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks
guys.
for inviting me, Francine.
Absolutely. See you soon, Ed.
All
Bye.
right. Bye bye.